Hello everyone. I thought I'd do a little dress up look and do a sophisticated makeup. This is a shirt, really beautiful shirt, with ruffles that I got from Zara last year, which I never wore. It's quite glamorous, but it's also kind of like comfy and it's a stretchy shirt, not a restrictive shirt. I will try and find a link to it, but I'm not sure, but I'll do my best. Sophisticated makeup. So now it's quite nice just to maybe take a little bit longer about how we dress our makeup or dress our faces before we go out, because it just feels special to make a difference. And I want to show you what I would do with this particular look. So definitely, because the neck is high here, I've just taken my hair back into a neat little bun and just very gently just curled the soft bit so it kind of just is a little bit more gentle over my face rather than being sort of like a hard line. But I'll just tuck that away now, and just because I prefer simple earrings, I've just got something simple in my ears. I've done my base. I mean, how lovely is Amy? Thank you for all the lovely comments. So I've used the Dewy Finish Second Skin and I've used the Stila ink pens on my brows just to save a little bit of time. And I'm going to just finish off with a couple of concealers. This is the e.l.f. concealer, which you know I love, and it's the hydrating camo concealer, just to sort of perfect these areas of pigmentation which are coming through. I might just, if I can just book in and get just a little sort of dash of lasering, I think, just to keep them at bay, because the little pigmentation keeps coming through. Anyway, for this look, it's going to be all about eyes and lips, and I'm actually partnered with a beautiful brand called Sensai, which I know that you know that I love. And they came to me and said, Caroline, we know that you and your followers love this kind of like fresh, dewy skin. And we want to really spread the word about why our products feel so luxurious. So if you've ever tried this incredible Japanese brand, you may be aware of how soft and subtle all the products and textures are. Maybe I'll start by using the Illuminator just to kind of give a little bit of, although the sun is so bright here in December. It's a beautiful morning in London here, so I've actually got quite a lot of light on my face, but I'm going to add the Supreme Illuminator first, just to show you how beautiful and grown up this formula is. So all the products are formulated with the beautiful Japanese Koishimaru Silk. Now, this product, I really don't know that much about Japanese skincare and how it works, but this particular product actually encourages the skin to produce more hyaluronic, something that we love, right? Something that we know that is fundamental in keeping our skin looking and feeling hydrated. So it's the Koishimaru Silk that just goes through all the products. So the eyeshadows that I'm going to use here, and the lipsticks, just to make everything feel super luxurious. But I will go through that with you in a moment. I'm going to start now with my concealer. So I use under my eyes. So I use the e.l.f. concealer just to take away the pigmentation. I'm going to go in with my G10 Glossier because this is nice and light, just underneath my eyes in this dark area, because I always get really, really dark here, but I'm not going to spread it anywhere else because the dewy skin took care of that. I'm just going to place it in there. I think when you're doing a stronger eye, it's really, really important to make sure that the texture of the skin is hydrated around it and isn't dark, because otherwise it ends up looking like a big smudge around your eye. So you can do this afterwards and you can do your eye first. I just prefer to create a nice base first and do my eyes that way. But this is a nice concealer just for under the eyes. I like to use different concealers, as you know, for different jobs. So how would I dress my eyes? I've done my brows. The palette that I've chosen from Sensai is the Petal Dance. Now, I chose this because I was really taken by this really beautiful oyster pink. So I'm going to really define my eyes with the darker colours, and then I'm just going to use this right across the centre. I might start with this actually. I'm going to start just with my finger and just take the nice metallic-y shade just across the lid, because it is so delicate. It just made me feel sort of quite feminine. So I'm placing this on the eye first before the darkness, because if I go dark straight away, it's going to be hard for me to then lift and elevate the eye. So I'm going to go in with my brush. I've got my Zoeva 234, and I'm going to use the slightly biscuitier colour first. And I'm going to use this just in my socket to push my eye back, just to open it out, but this won't really read too much as makeup. Now you know that I love textures, and I think the texture of makeup is so important because it just brings the pleasure to the application. One, because as you can see, the colours really blend super beautifully. You can actually put them on with your finger. That's a really good test actually of a lovely eyeshadows, to put it on with your finger. But these shades are so sheer and subtle, but they make all the difference you need just to shape your face. And it's a bit like, obviously you pay a little bit more most of the time for, you know, products that really have quite an exceptional texture. But it's like buying a cashmere jumper, isn't it? It's just that little treat of something, so that if you feel like you struggle with your eyes, or you struggle with your lips, or you haven't got that dewiness to your skin, you might choose a product that, you know, maybe has the Koishimaru Silk in, just to kind of give you that enjoyment factor, right? Right, so that is that, very lightly. I'm going to add the tip of my brush now. Sometimes I would use a cotton bud, but just the tip, just to go underneath there. Great. Very, very soft, very light. And we're going to make this quite a nice lash look. And then I've got two different lip colours, which hopefully, I'd like to say you could help me choose which colour, but of course I have to wait till Saturday. Right, so that's nice and subtle, but you can see my eyes coming up, and actually it's quite nice to get your makeup on with the outfit that you're wearing, because if I had my fluffy dressing gown on, I might be a little bit more tentative with my makeup, a little bit more delicate, but then when you put the black on, you can really kind of go for it a little bit more. I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm going to use the tip, and I'm going to go into the really dark shade now. And I'm going to take the dark shade just on the inside here, and just on the outside, so basically where I haven't put the lovely, beautiful pink. And this will really, if anyone who paints or draws knows that when you kind of create that nice light and dark effects, it's basically a stripe. You create a beautiful curved effect. You create instantly a 3D effect to your eye. So I'm doing this hard just to show you. And then of course you blend in and it all comes together beautifully. So with the tip, I'm just going to bring that round, going on the interior of that shade that I used before. So I'm just joining that up, but I'm not going as wide, just using the tip. That's so nice. And then with a nice clean brush, I'm going to go back in with the lovely, beautiful oyster pink. And then just blend that together so you can see how the stripe disappears and all the colours just merge together. Beautiful. Take a nice big fluffy brush, and I want to just soften that edge that I've created in my socket. And I might go in a little bit more with the biscuit colour just to bring that up, to soften it so it's not so hard and it's not so intense, because this is more of a washed, pretty colour. I love how delicate this looks. And also what's lovely is when you use eyeshadows that are really, really finely milled, when you see the shades in daylight, they look just much more natural. And really with the Japanese beauty routine, it's kind of layers upon layers, and it's the sheerness and translucency of their beauty and how natural it looks, but they've actually taken quite a little time and used quite a few products, and I find that fascinating and quite intriguing. And if I could just share with you how soft my eyes feel, they really do. And that is the sort of aesthetic on Japanese beauty, the sheerness, the delicacy and the femininity of it. So I'm really happy with that now. I might do a little bit darker just on the outside here, just to match in. And you can see, another great way to see whether an eyeshadow palette is any good is that how much fallout there is. and there is no fallout on my face at all because the particles are so sheer. Right, moving on with mascara now. So the Sensai 38 Degrees mascara. I've used this before on the channel. It's fantastic. I use this a lot for my clients on the lower lashes because it's called 38 Degrees because it doesn't budge unless you go above 38 degrees, meaning if you wash your face with like really warm water. It is a tubing mascara or smudge proof mascara. I think it's a tube mascara. That basically stays put, and it's a volumizing mascara. And what I like about this is compared to a lot of smudge proof water resistant mascaras, this one's got a little bit more body to it. So you can get a nice fullness and you can kind of create that volume on your lashes, but you don't have to have the, you know, that you're not shortchanged with a kind of thin formula. As you'll see how much this really builds up my lash straight away. So chuck a couple of coats, 2 coats, quite haphazard onto my top lashes, go in to my bottom lashes. And then we'll use the nib to do that. And whereas a lot of the time I use lots of liners to kind of make my eyes intense, which I love, I just wanted this look to be strong against the bold top, the deepness and darkness of the black at the top. But I didn't want then my eyes to be like super intense too, because I think at my age it then looks quite hard. So that's why I love the softness of the Sensai products. It's just all about getting that balance right, isn't it? And adding a little bit of colour. My nail varnish, if you like, by the way, is the new one from Max Factor. It's a 60-second one. I obviously have it here because I literally just put it on. It's so good for me. Oh, I have to put my new glasses on. Woohoo! Yeah, so I can't see anything anymore. What do you think? Oh, how grown up I look. Well, I still can't read it. Oh, hilarious. I will put it in the link. I still can't read it, it's that small. Don't tell me they've got even worse since. I mean, that's a cracker, isn't it? Sorry about that. Anyway, they're nice, aren't they? I have to have glasses for distance now, but I just thought if I'm reading, I sometimes don't, and they're black. But I quite like these ones just because they're a little bit less heavy. They're super comfy too. But yeah, I really love the dark red. Anyway, I digress. Back to putting my mascara on before it sets. But look how lovely and long and lush these lashes look. And I just, you know, I think as a makeup artist too, if you've got mascara all around your eyes, it's not a good look, is it? So I do love a mascara, as we all do, let's face it, that stays put. And also once I've spent my moments, could be a minute or it could be 20 minutes of putting makeup on my face, I don't really want to think about it for the rest of the day. And you only think about it if it looks a bit of a mess, don't you? Yeah, that's enough darkness on my eyes. What's bothering me is that I look a bit pale. So I'm going to go in, because it's quite a strong look and I've got a couple of lips to look, I'm going to go in with my trusty Soft Copper by Max Factor, which is just literally a brilliant makeup staple. And I'm going to take that just underneath my eye and then lift it up very slightly. And this kind of makeup in candlelight looks absolutely beautiful. So any kind of sheer radiance on your skin with soft light looks lovely. I need to do a little bit of powder on my skin just to soften it because it looks a bit too much because the sun is so bright. I need to get a big blackout blind that I can block everything through so the light is consistent. But as you know, I try and keep it as real life as possible. But the sheerness of the Illuminator I absolutely love. I think it looks super, super classy. I need to get a brush and do a little bit of powder. I think what we're going to do is I might just use a little bit of the One Powder Wonder Beauty Pie. Again, another makeup staple that's just brilliant because it doesn't age my skin, it just mattifies. So I don't get, sometimes I need the powder to kind of help me with covering anything in my skin, and then sometimes I just want to knock back the shine because it's a little bit too much. but then my skin won't actually get glossier throughout the night, it will just get drier. So if you've got that issue, then you want to just maybe use a powder over a cream. And I'm just still going to just soften that edge because I want it really, really delicate. In fact, I might just put a little bit, get the, because that pink is so soft with a blending brush, I might just place it a little bit higher too. Just, oh, that's lovely. Just to catch, oh, isn't that pretty? Yeah, isn't that nice? Oh, see, sometimes just the delicate touch of makeup just gives that nice soft washness, soft wash of colour over your face. Right, so here we are onto lips. So I've got two here. Now I know you're looking at the camera going, yes, the red one, yes! The pink one. Oh God, I really thought it was going to be red. So this is shade 1668, and it's a really beautiful natural lip colour, but I think it will look a little bit just too soft. So I'm going to go in with a red, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a slightly darker lip liner. And you'll see again how hydrating these are. Really, really beautiful, glamorous lippies. Right, let's go in with the Diego de la Palma 147 liner. And I'm going to use the side of the liner to sculpt and draw in the shape. I think I'm much more of a lipstick person, like a full-on lip person in the winter. And in the summer, I'm much more sort of like corally hydrating. I really have fallen in love with these lip liners. I used to only use the Givenchy ones. These ones are so soft. So I'm just going around and around, creating that line, because I'm going to create sort of like an ombre effect. You might just think, what the hell is she doing? That is completely the wrong colour. And it's not a colour that matches, but I want to create, like I said, a bit of an ombre effect, just to create more shape to my mouth. But what you have to be aware of when you do this is that at the moment, I've got the colour just as a proper line, and that will end up shrinking your mouth. So I'm just really pushing the pigment into my lips. Now this, you know, takes a little bit longer. It's not just like chucking on a lipstick, but it will make all the difference to your lip colour throughout the evening, say, or throughout the day, or throughout the meeting, or wherever you're wearing your lippy. By just taking a little bit of a moment to get it right, first of all. Now, you can see that I'm really pushing hard into my lips. A little cotton buzzer over here. Yeah, see, that's a nice look in itself, but my lips are hard and I want softness. So now, I'm just going to take that in and just make sure that line that I've created is really soft. Or my lip line is not overloaded with pigment, because then it just will naturally move, and I don't want it to move, I want it to stay put. So I've created this nice sort of winey stain around my mouth, which feels totally dry, not transferable. And that's a really great base for my lips, and I just find it much more feminine if the line is softer, you see. And then I'm going to go in with this beautiful bright red, and it's 2398. Absolute pleasure. That transfers beautifully. Now, I know you've blended it in. First of all, take a clean tissue, and it's over the mouth. It's not biting like that, because if you bite, you don't get the colour, the excess colour, off the outside of your lip. So that's my first base of colour on. Very nice. Go back in with the lip liner. And now you're really kind of migrating the colours together. And I've just gone over my lip line just slightly there, just to make them look a little bit fuller, which I love. You have to kind of get that perfect balance, probably not talking and putting lip liner on as well, of making sure the lipstick isn't too hydrating where it's moving a lot. So you want to get the nice injection of colour, but you want it to stay put. Use the side of that lip liner to build it together. So when I go out, I will just take the lipstick with me and I'll just do this in the centre and just sort of touch up that colour there, because I just want to leave the pigment well alone because I've gone over my lips and I want it to stay put. But I think it's really nice just to have that kind of mix of colour. I mean, you can play for hours. And especially if you're going over your lip line like I've done. So I'm looking at that and thinking, oh no, I need to do a little bit more of that, a little bit more of that. Yeah, so I love it when you have that graduated lip line, because it makes your lips, it softens the contrast of your skin against bright red lip, and people go, oh gosh, look at your lips. And having that darker colour just fused on the outside really kind of just softens the look and just makes it kind of just like a little bit more classy. Keep the jewellery simple, keep earrings simple. This look works however old you are, whatever skin tone you've got, whatever skin type you've got. You can adjust it with different products, but just a very, very soft, delicate eye adds the warmth against a really strong lip and a dark, dark shirt. Anyway, this is my classy, sophisticated look. I would just need to take my lippy in my handbag and I'm set to go. Anyway, I hope you like the inspiration and I hope you're managing to get out and have some fun, because that is key right now. I hope these tips have been helpful and let me know how you get on. Bye for now.